Okay. Hello everyone, guys. Good evening. How are you all? Good evening, everyone. My name is Afreen and welcome to today's YouTube session. So today's topic of discussion is customer service guideline. This is lecture 17, unit 17, module A, PPB. Okay. So let's start discussing. Let's start discussing with the very first thing, customer service in the bank. So, customer service organizational framework. So first of all, we are going to discuss all the customer service related guidelines in this chapter. I am giving you the overview of the complete chapter. If we talk about the customer service, RBI has emphasized the matter relating to the customer service should be deliberated by the board. Board need to review the customer service aspects and a detailed memorandum will be submitted to the board of director once every 6 months. See, RBI is very keen for the customer service guideline. Obviously, RBI has recommended that you should serve to the customer and submit a detailed memorandum in every 6 months. And this is the guideline of the RBI. Now, what are the institutional setup that the bank need for this customer service? First of all, there should be a customer service committee of the board. See, these are the very crucial thing which the bank need for the customer service. First of all, there should be a customer service committee of the board. Second, standing committee on customer service. Third, there should be a branch level customer service committee. Fourth, nodal department and official for customer service. See, all this is basically for enhancing the customer service environment in the bank, to serve customer in a better way, to serve customer in an enhanced and cooperative way. RBI has detailed some guidelines for the customer service in this banking sector. So these are some of the institutional setup that you need for the customer service guideline, like the committee of the board, standing committee of the board, branch level customer service committees, nodal department officials for the customer service. Okay. Next, if we talk about the board approval policies on the customer service, first of all, comprehensive deposit policy. There should be a very comprehensive deposit policy, means banks should have follow a transparent and comprehensive policy for the depositor in general and small depositor in a particular way. Means whatever the service you are giving to the customer, if service is related to the depositing in general or this service is related to whatever, so you should be very clear and transparent to your customer. So first of all, the very basic thing that serve a customer in a better way is transparency. You should be transparent of the all the policies and terms and condition you are imposing on the customer if they are having the financial relation with you. Okay. Next, there should be a clean check collection policy, means there should be a comprehensive and transparent policy on the collection of the check. See, immediate credit for the local and outstation check, time frame for the collection, and interest if there is a delayed collection. All this will be given to a customer in case of what, in case of a check collection policy. See, when we are talking about the check collection policy, check collection is a very sensitive matter of a bank. So RBI says that the bank should need a very comprehensive and transparent policy regarding the check collection. If there is a outstation check, the immediate settlement. Second, if there is a delayed collection, then interest payment. This should be all done in the check collection policy. Third, customer compensation policy. So there should be a customer compensation policy also, that is approved by Indian Banking Association. It should cover following aspects like payment of interest in the delay or issue of the duplicate draft, or unauthorized action of the bank leading to the financial loss of the customer. See, if there is any unauthorized action that is taken by the bank and it result to the loss of the customer, then a customer should be compensated. So this compensation policy actually enhance the customer service in the bank. Okay. Lastly, there should be a customer grievance readdressal policy. If the customer has any type of complaints, so to solve and to resolve that complaint, there should be a customer grievance readdressal policy also. So these are the guidelines by the RBI. First of all, there should be a customer comprehensive deposit policy. The terms and conditions should be very clear. Second, check collection policy, the transparent and check, a comprehensive check collection policy actually helps in the better serving of the customer. Third, if we talk about the compensation policy, yes, if the customer have some financial loss, and that is due to the bank negligence, there should be a customer compensation policy. And lastly, to handle the grievance of the customer, there should be a customer grievance readdressal policy also. Clear? Okay, now if we talk about the next thing, ATM operations. So ATM, you all know ATM is an alternate delivery channel that is issued by the bank. Now, what are the terms and conditions and the guidelines for setting up the ATM? Let's talk about that. Okay. First of all, if we talk about the free transaction at ATM, customers are eligible for 5 free transaction. Customers are eligible for 5 free transaction, inclusive of financial and non-financial transaction every month from their own bank. So they are eligible for 5 free transaction. They are also eligible for free transaction from other ATM in metro, that is 3 transaction, and in non-metro center, that is 5 transaction. So these are the free transactions ATM in the ATM that the customer should have. Second, transaction at the ATM. So invalidation is very necessary for the transaction at the ATM. Third, if there is an ATM related complaint, for example, you have received the message of debit but you didn't get the cash or anything, if any complaint regarding to the ATM, to the lodging of the ATM, there should be a kiosk that must display the telephone number of the help desk, the person who is actually owning or listening to that complaint, the name and address of that uniform template that actually helps the customer to guide that where to complain if they have any ATM related issue. So these are some of the ATM operations that RBI has suggested for example, customer is eligible for the free transaction. If free transaction is there, there should be a 3 transaction in the metro and 5 in the non-metro city if they are related with a non-bank owned ATM. There are 5 free transactions which are related to the bank to own. Next, ATM validation is for the 8 transaction in the ATM. PIN validation is very necessary. Last, lodging of ATM complaint is very necessary, though ATM should display all of this at once. Clear? Done? Everyone? Okay, next, if we talk about the securities and issues and risk management. So what are the securities that are taken? First of all, online alert should be there for debit and credit card. Card not present transactions would be there. For example, what which is not visible, the information which is actually not visible on the card should be used for the authentication of the transaction. For example, OTP sent to the mobile, this is the card not present transaction. Why? Because this is that information which is not present in the card. Second, electronic payment transaction should be safely executed. There should be a limited liability of the customer in case of the unauthorized electric banking transaction. So there should be a limited liability. If the customer has any fraud or something, or there is an unauthorized transaction, in this case, bank should held liable that customer with a very limited liability. And the customer should be have a zero liability in some cases also. For example, if there is any fraud or negligence on the part of the bank, or if there is any third party breach, then in this case customer is entitled to have a zero liability. Okay, done. So these are the securities issue and risk mitigation method which are recommended by RBI. Okay, now what are the terms and conditions? For example, if the customer is holding BSBD account, bank saving and basic saving and bank deposit account, so in this BSBD account, there should be a limited liability that is up to maximum of rupees 5,000 that can be charged from the customer in case of any fraud or anything. Okay, next, other saving bank account, prepaid instruments or cash or current or overdraft of MSME, current account, credit card, there should be a maximum liability of the customer that is up to rupees 10,000, not more than that. Next, if there is a cash or current or overdraft account and credit card limit with above 5 lakh, there should be a maximum liability that is charged from the customer, that is 25,000. So if the bank is ensuring that there should be a limited liability for the customer, then obviously the customer service is enhanced and better. For example, if the card is missed and the card limit is above 5 lakh, now the transaction has been done and there was 2 or 3 lakh rupees transaction, unauthorized transaction, which is not done by the customer, and if the customer is reporting to the bank, now the bank should held liable that customer with a maximum liability of 25,000, not more than that. Okay, in this way the customer is actually prevented from the unnecessary loss that happened in their account. Clear? So this is the security measures and the risk measures which are taken customer or by the bank. Okay, next, now service at the counter. You all know how you serve at the counter. You all are bankers, so obviously you all know how you serve your customer at the counter. For example, first of all, staff should arrive 15 minutes early. That you all know that there should be 15 minutes early opening for the staff. Branch should open for at least 4 hours on weekdays and Saturdays. Varying banking hours, rural branches are flexible. You have to comply with the local laws and staff obligation, attend all the customer at the closing time. There should be an extension of the business hour for the non-cash transaction. Evening counters should be there, means bank have the evening counter of existing. So you all know that after the bank has been done working for the what, for the customer, done serving for the customer, and after the closing of the bank there should be an evening hour. There should be a time limit for the staff to wind up all the things that have done day. There should be some reports that the customer has to follow, the guidelines that the banker has to follow up for all these. So service at the counter is very important to serve the next day customer in a good way. Okay, this actually enhance the serving of the customer in the tomorrow's session. So for example, there should be a staff that should arrive 15 minutes early. There should be branch opening for at least 4 hours on weekdays and Saturdays. So this is some of the measure that has been taken at the counter by the banker to serve customer in a better way. Okay, next, now information to the customer. So there are certain information to the customer that is actually being displayed to the customer, because these are those information for which the customer can help themselves. The customer don't need to run to banker every time in case they have some situations or they have some thing query or some anything. So there should be a template, you can say, or there should be a what information display to the customer regarding some very obvious thing. For example, there should be a notice board that should be updated, should be in bilingual and marked changes. There should be a booklet and brochure. There should be a website display. There should be other touch screen or tag boards also. Interest rate and service charges that should be prescribed in a good format. Information in the public domain also, timelines for the credit decision, and service charges to be displayed in the local language. So these are some of the information that is actually displayed to the customer in each and every bank to help the customer to serve their own way. Okay, so there should be a notice board, there should be a booklet, there should be a website display, there should be other modes of display also. There should be interest and service charges that would be prescribed. There should be information in the public domain. There should be a timeline for the credit decisions, and there should be a service charges. Okay, next, now if we talk about the special arrangement at the branches. Now, what are the special arrangements that should be kept at the branches for the better serving of the customer? First of all, there should be a ramps at ATM and branches so that everyone can access that ATM. For example, this is known as the ramp. Okay, so there should be this type of ramp that should be built at each ATMs and branches. There should be facilities for sick and old account holder. There should be banking facilities obviously for visually impaired customer. There should be a talking ATM with braille keypad. There should be a procedure for the account for the person with disabilities. So these are the some a special arrangement that the bank should keep for the better serving of the customer. Okay, like ramps, and like there should be a talking ATM or braille in case the ATM is operated by the blind person or etc. Okay, lastly, now what are the other provision regarding this customer service guideline? Some other provision, for example, there should be an inclusion of third gender in the form. Okay, there should be a male, female, and other option also. Acknowledgement of all 15G or 15H, timely TDS certification issue, acceptance of cash without restriction. There should be acknowledge and compensate for debits. There should be cooperate with the tax official, strict action for the staff which are in offenses, clean overdraft scheme for small account, rounding off transaction to the near rupees. See, clean overdraft scheme for small account, because these are the small accounts which are open for the those people which are below the poverty line or very low income household person. So obviously, for better serving of them, if there is any overdraft in their account, there should be a scheme of the bank for the cleaning of that overdraft also, so as to remove the burden or reduce the burden of the small account holder. Clear? Okay, so this is the customer service complete guidelines. Now, see, if you want to take the super elite subscription in JAIIB category. See, this super elite subscription is a one subscription which is needed by you all. Means in this subscription, you will get the access of all the batches, all the tests, all the things, everything in detail. Okay, so there should be a 50% off running discount running currently on the super elite subscription. If you pick any JAB or CAB plan, you can use the code IDA. If you are using this code IDA, you will get a 50% off currently on JAIIB Oliveboard app. Okay, if you are going to enroll in any of the courses as well as in the super elite subscription, you can go either way. I will always recommend you to go for the super elite plan, so you don't have to buy every single batch. You just have to buy for a time period, and the complete courses are in your market. Okay, this offer actually is ending on 16th of August, okay, which is very nearby. So I request all of you, if you are planning to buy the subscription, just apply before the 16th of August to enjoy flat 50% off on all the subscription as well as the course fee. You can use this code ID. Clear? Okay, so thank you so much guys for joining this session. Thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed the channel yet, guys, please subscribe the channel and press the bell notification icon. If you are subscribing this channel and pressing the bell notification icon, then you will receive the updates and notification of each and every class that went live on this platform. Okay, so there are live classes, free classes which we educators are giving you on the YouTube channel. So if you want the free content and a good content, you can subscribe to this channel and press the bell notification icon. Okay, my name is Afreen Asmat, signing off for today. Thank you so much for joining this session. Do like, share, and subscribe the channel. I am your PPB and IFS educator. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Bye guys. Take care everyone. Bye.